Ladies and gentlemen, in a world where noise is constant and distractions are abundant, there is a profound power in silence that often goes unnoticed. It's easy to mistake silence for weakness, an absence of action, or even a lack of engagement. But true silence, especially the kind born of inner strength, is a force unlike any other. It is not the absence of words, but the presence of courage, the ability to stand unwavering in the face of challenges, and the quiet determination to move forward regardless of the chaos around you. Silence, in this sense, becomes not just a passive state, but an active and empowering choice, one that signals an unshakable resolve and a profound confidence in one's own inner strength. The first step in understanding the power of silence is recognizing that it isn't the absence of response, but the refusal to be rattled by the world around us. There is often this misconception that in order to demonstrate strength or resilience, one must react quickly, forcefully, loudly. But true power doesn't always need to announce itself with noise. Often the most impactful form of strength comes from the ability to maintain composure when everything else is in turmoil. This type of silence is not about withdrawal or passivity, rather, it is about choosing not to engage in the unnecessary drama that others might seek to provoke. It is a conscious decision to rise above the noise and stand in one's own space, firm and resolute. In moments of challenge, people may seek to provoke you, to shake your foundation, to push you into reacting, or to elicit a response that suits their expectations. They may want you to fight back with words, to engage in a battle of wits or insults, but your silence in those moments is the strongest statement you can make. It's not that you don't have the ability to fight or defend yourself, but that you recognize that your energy is better spent elsewhere. You know that reacting to every small provocation only drains you and distracts you from what really matters. Your silence isn't a sign of fear or weakness. It is a sign of wisdom, the wisdom to choose where to direct your energy, and where to let go of the things that do not serve you. What truly makes silence powerful is the courage behind it. It takes immense courage to remain calm when chaos surrounds you, to resist the urge to lash out, to hold your ground when others are desperate to see you falter. There is an undeniable strength in this kind of control. It isn't about suppressing your emotions or pretending that you're unaffected by the circumstances. It's about acknowledging those emotions, understanding their place, and then choosing to act from a place of clarity rather than impulsivity. True courage lies in the ability to stand tall, even in the face of adversity, and maintain your peace despite the storm. When you embrace this kind of silence, it transforms into resilience. Resilience is not just about bouncing back from challenges, it's about enduring them with grace, with determination, and with a deep knowledge that no external force can truly disrupt your inner peace unless you allow it to. By remaining silent in the face of adversity, you don't allow the struggles you face to define you. Instead, you choose to define yourself by your ability to stand strong, no matter how difficult the situation may be. This silent resilience builds over time, shaping you into someone who does not bend or break under pressure, but who continues to rise stronger each time from whatever may come. This silence also enables you to listen to yourself, to your heart, to your instincts. In the noise of everyday life, it's easy to get lost in the expectations of others, the opinions of the crowd, and the constant chatter that surrounds us. But when you allow yourself moments of quiet, you create space for reflection and clarity. You hear your true thoughts, and you begin to trust your own wisdom. In this space, you realize that you do not need the approval or validation of others to know your worth or your path. Your silence then becomes a powerful tool for self-empowerment, for reconnecting with your deepest sense of purpose and direction. Ultimately, the strength of silence lies in its ability to make a statement without uttering a single word. It communicates to the world that you cannot be swayed, that you are grounded in your beliefs, and that your sense of self-worth is not dependent on external validation. When you embrace silence as your strength, you free yourself from the need to prove anything to anyone. You no longer feel compelled to engage in battles that don't matter, or to justify your actions to those who do not understand your journey. You stand firm in who you are, unwavering, confident, and unafraid of the noise that may come your way. In this silence, you find your true voice, not one that shouts or demands attention, but one that speaks with authority, conviction, and authenticity. Your presence becomes the loudest statement of all. It is a reminder that you are not just a reaction to the world, but a force that shapes it through the quiet power of your inner strength. Your worth is not determined by the opinions or actions of others. This truth is one that often gets overlooked in a world that constantly tries to impose its standards, expectations, and judgments. In the pursuit of success or approval, it's easy to fall into the trap of allowing others to define who we are or to measure our value based on what they think of us. Yet the moment we allow that to happen, we lose sight of one of the most powerful aspects of being human, our intrinsic value, which cannot be taken away or diminished by anyone but ourselves. The journey of self-worth begins with the realization that you are not defined by the labels people place on you, the roles they expect you to play, or the judgments they pass. The world around you may try to impose its standards, but your worth is not a product of those standards. It is inherent, and it exists in the very essence of who you are. No external force can change the value you bring into the world except for your own belief in that value. When you understand this, you free yourself from the need for external validation. You no longer seek approval from others to feel complete, because you recognize that your worth has never been contingent upon what others think or say. It takes immense courage to stand firm in this truth, especially in a society that often tries to measure success, beauty, or worth by fleeting, superficial criteria. Whether it's the pressure to conform to an image or the expectation to meet specific standards of achievement, the world often creates a narrative that tries to tell you what you should be. But in reality, these narratives are not your story. They are the stories of others' expectations, fears, and projections, and they have no hold over the true essence of who you are. To claim your worth means to stand apart from these external influences, to reject the idea that anyone has the right to determine your value. Your worth does not rise or fall with the opinions of others. It is not measured by how others perceive your actions, your appearance, or your accomplishments. What people say or think about you may be a reflection of their own beliefs, but it is never a reflection of your true value. When you allow others' opinions to define you, you surrender your power and let their judgments shape your sense of self. The truth is that those judgments are transient. They change from person to person, from moment to moment. One person may see you as a success, while another may view you as a failure. But none of these judgments change the reality of who you are at your core. Your worth is constant, unshakable, and cannot be touched by the opinions of others. When you begin to embrace this truth, you unlock the freedom to live authentically. No longer bound by the need to fit into someone else's mold, you are free to be yourself. You can pursue your passions without fear of judgment, make choices based on what truly aligns with your heart, and take action that is rooted in your own values rather than the desires or expectations of others. This freedom allows you to make decisions that feel right for you, not because you're trying to please anyone else, but because you trust your own intuition and judgment. Embracing your intrinsic worth also brings the courage to stand in the face of criticism. People will always have something to say, whether it's constructive or destructive, whether it's well-intentioned or rooted in their own fears and insecurities. But when you understand that their words have no power to define your worth, you stop feeling the need to explain yourself or defend your choices. You no longer seek permission from others to live your life in the way that feels true to you. You develop the resilience to face any challenge, knowing that your worth remains intact regardless of the difficulties you encounter. Perhaps most empowering of all, when you begin to understand that your worth is not subject to others' opinions, you stop comparing yourself to others. The constant cycle of measuring your life against someone else's accomplishments, looks, or successes only serves to diminish your own self-esteem. It creates a false narrative that you must always be striving to be more like someone else in order to feel good enough. But when you recognize that you are already enough, exactly as you are, comparison loses its grip on you. You stop measuring your worth by external benchmarks and instead focus on your own unique journey, your own growth, and your own achievements. This understanding of your intrinsic value also allows you to be more compassionate with others. When you no longer rely on external validation to feel good about yourself, you become less focused on judging others based on their own achievements or appearances. You understand that everyone is on their own path, and that their worth is no more dependent on others' opinions than your own. You can celebrate the success of others without feeling threatened, knowing that their worth does not diminish yours in any way. Your worth, once understood, is a powerful anchor in your life. It grounds you in the truth that you are already whole, already enough, and already deserving of love, respect, and success. It is the key to unlocking your fullest potential, because when you understand your true worth, you no longer hold yourself back. You rise to meet the challenges of life not with fear or self-doubt, but with the unshakable confidence that comes from knowing you are worthy of every good thing. The power of this understanding lies in the way it transforms not only how you see yourself, but how you show up in the world. You become a living example of someone who knows their worth, and in doing so you inspire others to do the same. Resilience is often misunderstood as something that only arises after adversity, a trait that manifests only when we are pushed to the limit, when life breaks us and we are forced to pick up the pieces. However, resilience is not merely a reaction to challenges, it is a state of being, an internal strength that exists within each of us, waiting to be tapped into when the world tests us. Resilience is about staying grounded, maintaining your sense of self, and moving forward even in the face of difficulties. It's not about bouncing back from hardship, but about standing firm, no matter how hard the winds of life may blow. True resilience is not about avoiding pain or hardship, but about enduring through it with grace, dignity, and unshakable strength. The foundation of resilience lies in understanding that we are capable of handling far more than we think. Often, when we face obstacles, we see them as insurmountable. We begin to doubt our abilities, question our worth, and wonder how we can possibly continue. But resilience doesn't emerge when everything is easy. It is forged through those moments when life challenges us, when we are stretched beyond what we thought we could bear. The more we embrace those moments as opportunities for growth rather than signs of defeat, the stronger we become. It is in these moments that we realize the depth of our inner strength. We are capable of far more than we give ourselves credit for, and it is through embracing difficulty that we tap into this hidden well of resilience. Resilience also requires a shift in mindset. It is not about expecting life to be free of hardships, but about knowing that we have the power to rise above them. Every challenge, every setback, and every failure is an opportunity to strengthen our character, to grow in ways we never could in times of comfort. Resilience comes from a deep belief that we are not defined by our circumstances, but by our ability to overcome them. When you view difficulties as temporary and as opportunities to learn, you transform them from obstacles into stepping stones. With each challenge, you build not just the skills necessary to face the next one, but the confidence that you can weather whatever storms come your way. One of the most empowering aspects of resilience is the realization that it's not about reacting in the moment, but about remaining rooted in your purpose and values. When life becomes chaotic or overwhelming, it's easy to become swept up in the noise, to get lost in the confusion of what is happening. But resilience is about holding on to the things that matter most: your values, your vision, your sense of purpose. It is about knowing what you stand for and remaining unwavering in the face of challenges. The people who display true resilience are not the ones who avoid adversity, but the ones who remain grounded in their core beliefs, even when the world is trying to knock them off course. They stay true to their mission, even in the darkest times, knowing that the storm will eventually pass and they will emerge stronger for having weathered it. At the heart of resilience is the ability to stay present. When faced with difficulty, our minds often race, our emotions become overwhelmed, and we feel like we are being swept away by the current. But resilience teaches us to breathe, to focus, and to take things one step at a time. It's not about rushing to fix everything or pushing through the pain without acknowledging it. It's about accepting the reality of the situation while maintaining the clarity and focus to keep moving forward. Resilience is the quiet strength that allows you to take a moment to breathe, to reflect, and to plan your next move with intention, not desperation. Resilience also involves a deep belief in the power of persistence. It is about understanding that success is not always instant, and that failure is not final. It is the ability to keep going when the road ahead seems long, when the results don't come immediately, and when doubt creeps in. Resilience is built through the act of continuing to move forward, even when it feels like progress is slow or uncertain. It is the courage to keep taking the next step, even when you don't have all the answers or when the way seems unclear. This unwavering commitment to moving forward regardless of the pace is what separates those who give up from those who ultimately succeed. There is also a profound connection between resilience and adaptability. Life rarely goes according to plan, and often we are faced with unexpected shifts that require us to change course. Resilience doesn't just mean holding on tightly to the way things were, but being able to pivot when necessary, to adapt to new circumstances, and to remain flexible in the face of change. The resilient person doesn't view change as a threat, but as an opportunity to evolve, to adjust their approach, and to find new ways to thrive in unfamiliar situations. This adaptability is a key element of resilience because it allows you to move through life's challenges with an open mind and a willingness to grow. Ultimately, resilience is about owning your journey. It is about accepting that there will be difficult moments, that there will be times when you feel defeated or lost, but knowing deep down that these moments do not define you. They are part of your story, part of what makes you stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. Resilience is the inner strength that propels you forward, even when it feels like the odds are against you, and it is what allows you to emerge from every challenge as a better version of yourself. When you live with resilience, you walk through the world with a quiet confidence, knowing that no matter what comes your way, you have the strength to endure, to overcome, and to continue moving forward. True strength lies not in the loudness of your actions, but in the stillness of your resolve. Often we are taught that success, progress, and victory require us to fight loudly, argue fiercely, and push aggressively toward our goals. Society praises those who make noise, those who demand attention, and those who refuse to be ignored. Yet, the greatest power doesn't always shout, sometimes it whispers. The ability to overcome challenges and to rise above adversity is not always measured by how forcefully you confront it, but by how you respond with quiet confidence and inner peace. It's in the calm, collected strength you exhibit when the world is in chaos, in your unwavering commitment to your purpose, even when there is no external validation or recognition. This quiet strength is often misunderstood. It is easy to believe that in order to be strong, you must be loud, bold, and visible. But some of the most resilient people are those who move through the world with a quiet, steadfast determination, never needing to prove anything to anyone. They understand that true power comes from within, and that no amount of external noise or distraction can shake their sense of self. When challenges arise, they do not react impulsively or aggressively, but instead they take a moment to pause, to breathe, and to assess the situation calmly. This is not a sign of weakness or passivity, but a demonstration of self-control and wisdom. In the quietness of their response, they find the clarity needed to move forward with purpose and grace. When faced with difficulty, many people are tempted to react with frustration, anger, or anxiety. They feel the need to fight, to argue, or to prove themselves. But this reaction often drains your energy, leaves you feeling emotionally exhausted, and brings you no closer to your goals. True strength, on the other hand, arises from the ability to remain composed, to let go of the need for validation, and to stand tall in your own integrity. You don't need to engage in every battle or respond to every provocation. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is stay silent, stay grounded, and keep moving forward without being distracted by the noise around you. The power of quiet strength is also in its ability to provide clarity in moments of uncertainty. Life often presents us with situations where the path forward is unclear, where the next steps are unknown. It is easy in those moments to feel lost, to panic, or to act out of desperation. But when you learn to embrace silence, you create a space for reflection and introspection. In those moments of quiet, you allow yourself the time and space to listen to your inner voice, to trust your instincts, and to gain clarity about what truly matters. Silence doesn't mean inaction, it means taking the time to reflect and realign with your true purpose, to understand what you need in order to move forward with confidence. In addition to bringing clarity, quiet strength allows you to maintain focus. In a world filled with distractions, it is easy to get sidetracked, to lose sight of your goals, or to become overwhelmed by the demands of others. The loudest voices are often the ones that try to pull you away from your true path, but by choosing silence over noise, you give yourself the space to concentrate on what truly matters. You do not allow the opinions, expectations, or criticisms of others to dictate your actions. Instead, you remain focused on your own vision, your own purpose, and your own journey. The quiet strength to stay focused amid distraction is one of the most powerful tools you can possess. There is also immense power in the quiet confidence that comes from trusting yourself. When you stand in your own integrity, you don't need to constantly prove yourself to others. You are secure in the knowledge that you are capable, worthy, and enough just as you are. This confidence does not come from external recognition or accolades, but from the deep belief that you are aligned with your truth and your purpose. In this quiet self-assurance, you exude an energy that is magnetic. People are drawn to the calm and steady presence of someone who knows who they are and is not swayed by the turbulence of the world around them. This quiet strength also helps to build resilience over time. Each time you face a challenge and respond with calmness, rather than reacting with impulsive emotions, you are training yourself to become more grounded, more centered, and more capable of handling whatever life throws at you. By choosing silence over noise, you create space for your inner strength to grow. The more you practice this quiet resolve, the more natural it becomes, and the stronger you become in the face of adversity. Eventually, this inner strength becomes an integral part of who you are. It is no longer something you need to consciously cultivate, but a natural part of your being that you can draw upon at any time. In the end, it is not about how loudly you fight or how hard you push. It's about the courage to stay grounded, the resilience to continue moving forward, and the quiet strength to remain true to your path. You don't need to shout your worth to the world. Your actions, rooted in calm confidence and unwavering purpose, speak louder than any words ever could. When you find strength in silence, you discover an invincible power that cannot be shaken by the chaos of life. This quiet strength is the key to overcoming challenges, achieving your goals, and living a life of true fulfillment. It is the strength that will carry you through even the most difficult moments, because it is grounded in a deep and unshakable belief in yourself. There is a remarkable power in silence, especially when it is chosen as a response to provocation. It is often believed that the greatest sign of strength lies in the ability to fight back, to stand up for oneself, and to react in moments of tension or challenge. Yet true power is not always found in reacting, but in the ability to remain unmoved, to choose silence in the face of those who attempt to disturb your peace. When others try to provoke you, when they seek to shake you or disrupt your focus, your silence becomes your strength. It is their frustration, their inability to rattle you, that becomes their punishment. We live in a world that constantly demands responses. People want to see reactions, they want to engage in arguments, debates, or even drama. They want to draw you into conflict, often not because they genuinely care about the outcome, but because they want to see you react. In many cases, they seek to provoke, to disrupt, or to make you feel small. But when you respond to these attempts with silence, you are sending a message that cannot be ignored. Your silence speaks louder than any words or confrontations could. It is a demonstration of your inner strength, your ability to rise above their attempts to pull you down, and your refusal to be swayed by the noise of the world around you. The power of silence in these moments is not about passivity, it is about choosing how to respond with intention. You understand that reacting impulsively, engaging in petty conflicts, or trying to prove your worth in the heat of the moment will only drain your energy and divert your focus from what truly matters. Instead, your silence becomes a powerful form of self-control. It is a conscious decision to rise above the pettiness, to refuse to engage in a battle that has no real value. In your silence, you are not admitting weakness, but affirming your strength in knowing that you don't need to stoop to the level of those who try to provoke you. You are above it. When others try to get a rise out of you, their goal is often to diminish your sense of self. They want to make you doubt your worth, question your abilities, or stir up emotions that take you away from your center. But when you choose silence, you hold your ground. You refuse to let their actions or words define your emotional state. Instead of giving them the power to influence how you feel or behave, you take control of your own reactions. Your silence becomes your defense, a shield against the negativity that others attempt to throw your way. This silence is also an affirmation of your own boundaries. When you stay silent in the face of provocation, you are setting a boundary that says, I will not allow your negativity to affect me. You are taking responsibility for your emotional well-being, and in doing so, you are refusing to let others dictate your inner peace. This is not to say that you should never speak out or stand up for yourself when necessary, but rather that you recognize that not every situation requires a reaction. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to simply remain composed, to walk away, or to stay silent in the face of attack. In doing so, you show that your peace is non-negotiable, and that no one has the power to disrupt it unless you allow it. Another layer to this silence as a form of punishment for others is the frustration it causes them. When someone is trying to provoke you, they are seeking a reaction, a rise in emotions, a sign that they have power over you. By withholding that reaction, you deny them the satisfaction they seek. It's as if you are refusing to play the game they want to play. The lack of reaction often leaves them feeling powerless, because they realize that their attempt to disturb you has failed. In this way, your silence becomes a form of silent resistance, one that takes the power back into your hands. You force them to confront their own intentions and motives. You force them to face the truth that their actions no longer affect you the way they may have in the past. And this, in itself, is their punishment. Silence in the face of provocation also allows you to maintain your focus on what truly matters. When people try to disturb your peace, they are often trying to pull you away from your path, to distract you from your goals, and to waste your energy on things that do not contribute to your growth. By staying silent, you protect your energy, and in doing so, you ensure that you are not distracted from your purpose. The more you practice this silence, the more you sharpen your ability to discern what is worth your attention and what is not. You begin to understand that not everything requires your response, not every conflict is worth your energy, and not every person deserves your time. The power of silence in these moments is an expression of your self-worth. You no longer feel the need to prove yourself, to justify your actions, or to defend your beliefs to those who do not understand or respect you. You recognize that your value does not depend on the opinions of others or their ability to understand you. By remaining silent in the face of provocation, you are affirming that you know who you are and that no external force can alter your sense of self. This is the ultimate form of power, the ability to be yourself, unwavering and unapologetic, in the face of any attempt to change or challenge that. In the end, your silence becomes a powerful declaration of your strength and resilience. When others try to provoke you, your refusal to engage shows that you are in control of your emotions and your energy. Your silence is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of mastery over yourself. In this way, it becomes their punishment, for they will never have the satisfaction of seeing you break or be affected by their attempts to rattle you. You rise above the noise, remaining composed and unshaken, and in doing so you show the world that true power is not always loud, but can be found in the quiet, steadfast strength of silence. The road to personal growth and success is rarely a straight line. It is filled with obstacles, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But the key to unlocking your potential lies in your ability to persevere, to continue moving forward even when the path seems unclear or challenging. Persistence is the quiet strength that keeps you going when everything around you seems to be falling apart. It is the fuel that drives you to continue putting one foot in front of the other, even when it feels like progress is slow or uncertain. The power of persistence lies not in immediate results, but in the unwavering commitment to your journey, no matter how long or difficult it may be. Each time you face a challenge and choose to persist, you build resilience. Every effort, every step forward, even when it feels insignificant, is a victory. Over time, the accumulation of these small, consistent efforts compounds, leading to growth and transformation. The moments when you feel like giving up are often the ones where you are on the verge of breaking through to something greater. Persistence requires the courage to keep going, even when you cannot yet see the outcome. It is trusting that the hard work you put in, no matter how invisible it may seem, is leading you somewhere worthwhile. It's also important to remember that persistence does not mean forcing something that is not meant for you. It's about remaining committed to your path while also being open to learning, adjusting, and evolving along the way. Sometimes persistence is about knowing when to pivot, when to let go of a particular approach and try something new. This flexibility is essential in the journey of persistence. It's not about stubbornness, but about unwavering dedication to your goals, even if the route to them changes along the way. The power of persistence lies in the quiet belief that you can overcome any obstacle, no matter how long it takes. It's the refusal to be defined by your failures, but rather to let them be the stepping stones toward your success. When you persist, you embody the understanding that success is not immediate, it's built over time, one small action at a time. The moment you realize that your worth is not defined by others' opinions, you unlock an immense power within yourself. For so long, we are conditioned to seek validation from those around us, whether it's from family, friends, society, or even strangers. We tie our self-esteem to external recognition, believing that our value is contingent upon how others see us. But true strength comes from understanding that your worth is inherent. It is not given to you by anyone, nor can it be taken away by anyone. It exists within you, independent of others' judgments. When you stop seeking approval from others, you stop giving them control over how you feel about yourself. Their opinions no longer have the power to shape your sense of self-worth. You begin to realize that everyone has their own perspectives, shaped by their own experiences, biases, and beliefs. No one person, no matter how close or distant, can truly capture the fullness of who you are. Your worth is not determined by someone else's lens, it is defined by you and you alone. This realization sets you free. It means you no longer have to adjust, shrink, or mold yourself to meet the expectations of others. You become more authentic, more true to your own desires and dreams. You stop filtering your actions and decisions through the lens of what will they think. Instead, you begin to ask, what do I truly want? What is in alignment with my values? The moment you stop seeking approval is the moment you step into your own power. You no longer need to prove yourself or seek validation. Your actions become an expression of who you are, not a means of seeking approval. This shift in mindset brings peace. You begin to trust your intuition and make decisions based on what feels right for you, not based on the fear of judgment or rejection. It removes the weight of trying to please everyone, and you start to understand that your true worth cannot be shaken by the fleeting opinions of others. You become anchored in your own self-assurance. When you believe in your worth, nothing can make you feel lesser or inadequate, because you recognize that you are enough just as you are. This realization is empowering, allowing you to stand tall, walk through the world with confidence, and pursue your dreams with authenticity and purpose.